Hey, welcome back to part 2 of Justin versus Calm. This is Sparkyz versus STX Soul. Ooh, free kill there by those reinforcing medic marines, killing one of those mutalisks, and so far Calm's mutalisk harassment hasn't really been that effective. He's maybe killed 2 or 3 SCVs that were building turrets, but other than that, he hasn't harassed the economy at all of Justin. Justin doing a nice job of recovering after, failing at doing this, an early bunker rush. He transitioned nicely into just a standard medic marine game. He is putting down his factory now. I think it's probably done, so he will in the near future have a starport and then a science facility, but it is going to be quite a while before that science facility up and a science vessel's out and a radiator is finished, so that he can finally once and for all deal with this mutalisk harassment. And it looks like Calm is wow, he's actually double expanding into that interesting sort of 2 gas position, as well as one of the mineral positions on the outside of this map. This map is outsider SE, by the way. I'm not sure if I remembered to mention that earlier on in this game. Once again, this is Justin as the orange Terran. I'm going to be calling him Crocus, and that is Calm as the blue Zerg, who is chasing down those medic marines in the middle of the map. And it looks like Justin might be tempted to press on that sunken line, and now it is just completely walled up. It looks like maybe 8 now sunkens, 5 already made, 3 more on the way. I'm wondering if any of those are going to be sport colonies, but I don't think so at the moment. So far, Calm, he's got his mutalisks out and they're on the field, and that is giving him a little bit of an advantage in terms of map positioning, but I mean map control, excuse me. I was trying to think of why that sounded so weird. Map control, but anyways, so far he really hasn't done any damage. He hasn't killed off huge groups of marines. He hasn't harassed the economy really at all. So, so far I think this is just being a very successful defense by Justin, and he does have two starports up, so he will be able to pump out, oh wow, he is going to be able to pump out science vessels very quickly once he gets those up. However, it looks like Calm is transitioning into the Greater Spire. He has gotten his hive up, and so he's going to be going for some Guardians. And once there's two starports pumping science vessels, he, I'm not sure how well I like. Oh wow, he's not. Okay, I'm just really confused. This is a pretty interesting play by both players. 3 starports that seem to all be pumping wraiths right now for Justin. He has built a couple of tanks to go in there with his medic and marine army, so those are going to be sort of the hammer to pound down the wall of sunkens that is at Calm's front door. Calm, on the other hand, now that he's got that double gas expansion almost up and running, is going for, likely to be Guardians. It looks like Guardians morphing already at his front door to help defend against this attack. As well as he has an Ultralisk Cavern in the background, so he, possibly Ultralisk in not too distant future as well. But 3 Wraiths coming out, at least for Crocus, and 2 more coming together. He still doesn't have a science facility. This is a really interesting maneuver. Those Wraiths are going to be very effective against Guardians, because obviously Guardians can't attack air. Just the remaining Mutalisk forces to defend against these Wraiths. And this is just a really unexpected play. I would have, normally you would see a more standard SK Terran sort of build where you get science vessels and use the irradiate to break down groups of mutalisks, as well as any guardians that come into play for Greater Spire. There is a Devourer out there. He's attacking those wraiths, and that is going to do a lot of damage to those wraiths. Those wraiths need to focus down that Devourer, and right now he's pushing in. He's broken down all of those sunken colonies, but he is going to be pushed away just to the last minute. Those Guardians, are being pretty well defended by that single Devourer, but now there is a reinforcing group of Medic and Marines. Maybe that was the first Devourer goes down, and now Calm is forced to just build a lot more Mutalisks and a lot more, and obviously the one Devourer. and rather than the Guardians that he was planning on. And, you know, just this unexpected play is really putting Justin in a great position right now. It looks like he might even be able to take down that natural expansion there. It's already at half life, and, you know, still almost a full control group of Medic Marines in there, but it looks like all of those Wraiths were killed off. 3 more Wraiths coming in for reinforcement, but I think 2 Devourers now, as well as a group of Mutalisks, and those are going to be able to handle those very weak Wraiths pretty quickly. Although, all of the Guardians, or excuse me, all of the Devourers and all but one, now all of the Guardians are destroyed, and Justin is continuing to push this in. He might be able to get a very nice upset here against Calm. Sorry, but I've got to split this video again, but we'll catch you in part 3.